I know what you're thinking. You see me plop down in this chair and you think, oh my god, not another chatty video, Brendan. But I'm sorry, there's going to be one more chatty video before I head out back onto the road to explore and travel. I'm tired of doing the chatty videos too, believe me. If you're tired of watching them, you just know I'm tired of filming them as well. What I'm also tired of is spending obscene amounts of money. And this month was, let's just say the thumbnail of this video would be me pulling my hair out if I had any hair. This was a tough month. And I'll get into that. This is an Income Octopus video. This is an income report video. But before I jump into it, I have to mention something. I don't have to. I want to mention something. I've been working with Trover here and there for a couple months, a couple months ago, as you guys know. And then this past month, they asked me if I wanted to be like the official photography ambassador to Trover. And I'm super stoked for that. So over the next 3 months, I'm their ambassador. How cool is that? And one of the coolest things about that is that I told them if I was gonna do that, I needed to get you guys involved. I wanted you guys to also benefit from this. So I'm super excited to announce that every single month for the next 3 months, I'm gonna give away a big prize. I'm gonna give away something of the value of like a big tripod or a camera or a GoPro or something like that every month. And then within that month, there's also gonna be 3 mini prizes of $50 Amazon gift cards. So the way it's gonna work is it's all gonna filter through my Facebook group. So if you're not a part of my Facebook group and you want to win and you want to do this stuff, it's probably best to go over there. And there's a link in the description to my Facebook group so you can go and check it out. But the way this contest thing is going to work is it's basically a photo contest. And there's going to be 3 separate contests every single month for the next 3 months. And every single week, there's going to be that one contest that'll have a specific theme or a skill set that you need to show or something like that. And every single week, the winner of that week will win a $50 Amazon gift card. And then at the end of those 3 weeks, I'll take the 3 winners and we'll have a vote on the Facebook group. And the winner will win the big prize. So this month I'm giving away a 3-legged thing Leo tripod, and that's coming out of my own pocket. Trover's not paying for that, 3-legged thing's not paying for that, I'm paying for that. And then every single week I'm giving away those $50 gift cards as well. The theme for the first week is gonna be astrophotography. As you know, one of my resolutions for 2018 was to shoot more astrophotography, so it seemed like a nice way to start. But if you want more information on the Trover contest, I've got that link in the description to my Facebook page, to my Facebook group, and all the info's there, and you'll be able to figure it out from there. But that's super exciting. I love being able to give things away, and especially to people that really deserve new gear. And I got a bunch of new gear, which is why my income report is rough this month. Let's get into this month, the month of December 2017's income report. And maybe at the end of this video, I'll also round up 2017 and kind of talk about that briefly. Normally, I bring up the Income Octopus. Usually, I bring out Sir Jigglefoot right away and talk about the income. But the income this month wasn't super exciting. The expenses were. So I'm going to talk about the expenses first. As painfully as it is, I'm going to talk about them. So let's get into it. And usually I break it down into food, transport, personal, business, something else. This month I've just broken it down differently because there's just been a bunch of different ways of spending money. If there was a skill set for ways of spending money, I'd be the champion this month. It was bad. The Mexico trip. The trip to Mexico minus flights, which I paid for in the month before, it cost a lot. It was a $2,000 trip, which is hotels, food, fuel, not really transport, but a bunch of other stuff in Mexico. It cost $2,000. And in a normal month, a $2,000 month for travel wouldn't be that bad. That's actually pretty standard for me. I usually spend about $2,000 to $2,500 every single month, so that's fairly normal. The Mexico trip, though, is just a fraction of what I spent this month. I also spent $450 on rental cars in Mexico as well that I didn't include in the Mexico trip because it just seemed like it went into another category. I also spent quite a bit of money on a rental car here in the US. I'm in rental cars a lot, and usually they don't cost me that much, maybe like $500 a month, but because it's the holiday season right now, rental cars in the US are extremely expensive. As so many like Canadians and people from the northern US or snowbirds come down here for the winter for a couple months, and they usually rent cars, and so the prices just go like way up. So in total, in the month of December, I spent $1,300 on rental cars, which is way too much. I spent $850 on flights this month, and that was $250 to get extra baggage for the Mexico flights, as well as $600 for my flight from LA to London. That is going to happen like mid-February. And to be fair, that flight was $250 or $280 from LA to London, like the cheapest flight I've ever seen, and is with Norwegian Airlines on a Dreamliner, so it's a nice flight. But I saw that I could upgrade that flight to $600 and get like the business or premium economy or whatever they call it, and you get the free bags and free food and all that stuff. So I couldn't resist upgrading. So a little bit of that expense is self-imposed, but I think it was a good deal. Flights, I spent $850 on this month. Business, I spent $400, which is fairly standard. That's I ran some Facebook ads for some of my photography workshops. I got travel insurance, website hosting, a credit card for the business and stuff like that. So that's $400. It's not so bad. Extras, I just random miscellaneous things. There's food, there's Christmas presents, there's clothing, there's hotels and stuff like that. I spent $900 on extra things this month. It's Christmas, there's gifts and stuff like that, so that happens. Random. I have one category I call random because I got a ticket. I got a lot of tickets. Over the past 3 months, I must have gotten so many, like, never speeding tickets, but I get like parking tickets, I get driving in the bus lane tickets, I get all these weird tickets that don't really make sense to me, and I don't remember doing anything wrong, and they all come from the UK. Every single one of them. I got a ticket in Glasgow for driving in a bus lane, and that cost $100. Now, this is where things get really ugly. This is where the gear comes in, and this is where the month was just... The month was expensive. So, I'm just going to list off the expenses as quick as I can, and try not to cry as I do it. I spent $900 on a new Mavic because I dropped the other Mavic in the sea. This time I was smart enough to get Care Refresh with DJI, which is a program that you spend $100 for the year, and if you crash it, you can send it back to them, and then they'll return you a new product, even if you drop it in the sea, even if you do something stupid. And it costs like $79 for the new drone, and you get 2 new drones a year, so it's actually a really good deal. And it also came in handy too because I had a massive gimbal problem with the brand new drone that I bought, and it got shipped away to DJI, and they'll fix it for free because I bought that. So if you guys have DJI products, be sure to buy Care Refresh. It's just smart, and it's something I should have done like last year on the last drone, because then this number, instead of being $1,000, would be $179. So stupidity on my part. 5D Mark IV, which is filming this video right now, $2,700. That's not an expense I'm mad about. I needed this camera. I needed a new camera. I needed to upgrade. I'm happy with it. I got a great deal on it because I'm a part of the Canon Ambassador program. It would cost about $3,300 in the US, and I spent $2,700 on it, so I'm happy with that. The 16 to 35 millimeter lens, which is also filming this right now, is new because my other one's in the shop with Canon for 4 to 6 weeks. So I needed to buy a new 16 to 35 millimeter lens. That's an expense I'm not so stoked about. That was $900. A gimbal. I bought Jody a new gimbal for Christmas. That was $400. I got a GorillaPod that was $150, and then a bunch of other pieces like batteries, SD cards, the lens adapter for the new 16 to 35 millimeter. That was $300. So in total, in the month of December, the expenses for gear was $6,350. Ouch. So that kind of brings us to the total, which rounds off really, really nicely. And I didn't even like adjust this or fake it or anything. This actually rounded up to almost exactly this amount. But the month's expenses were, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see that, $12,000. Yikes. Anyways, I'm kind of trying to wrap my head around the expenses, and I have to keep reminding myself that I'm a business, I'm a brand, I'm running a business, and as businesses grow, so do the expenses. And you have months like this, and if you can recover from months like this, and if you can push through months like this, and if you have the buffer because you had good months before, then it's totally fine to have expenses like this and to have that. That's just part of growth, but it is still a tough pill to swallow. I want to get out into the income though, because income is more fun than expenses, and I'm going to bring out Sir Jigglefoot, the Income Octopus, and talk about the income. Editorial income this month was $50, and I don't chase a lot of editorial income anymore, but I do get contacted every now and then for like images in newspapers and magazines and stuff like that. This image, interestingly enough, that I sold, and I'll show you guys right here, is an image from the first ever time I went to Havasu Falls. That would have been like 4 or 5 years ago. And it's still sold. It only sold for $50, but it's non-exclusive rights, and it's an old image, so I'm actually pretty happy with that. Commercial sale is the second leg of the Income Octopus. Commercial, I sold $1,000 worth of images, and that's one client that I've had for like 3 years, and every single month I'm on retainer with them, and I love them, and that's just a really nice steady income to have over the years. And really that income, that commercial client, that one client got me through like the first couple of years that I was really living off of my photography. So stoked for that client, and as usual, thankful for that $1,000 every month. Stock did terribly for me this month. I didn't reach thresholds on my micro stock. I sold one image in rights managed, and I only made $100 in stock this month. And I'm gonna do a video in the next 2 weeks about stock photography. Next 2 months, I should say, in stock photography, about why I'm not going to submit anymore to microstock and why you should continue submitting to microstock. I'm going to focus more on rights managed, but I'll get into that later on in that future video. But yeah, only $100 from stock photography. From social, I made $4,000 this month. And I think that's an income as a photographer, that if you're a photographer in 2017 or now 2018 and you're not trying to make money from social, you're doing it wrong. I think that that's the biggest area for growth in photography. I think that's where everybody's looking to buy images right now. Brands and destinations are looking to get new images fast. If you think about Travel Alberta as a client, for example, Alberta has an Instagram account that's amazing, but they need 3 or 4 images every single day to post to their account. So as a travel photographer, there's a huge opportunity right now to sell images to brands and destinations because they just have so much need. They need like 1,200 images or more a year, whereas like 20 years ago, they would have needed like 20 or 30 images just for brochures and ads and stuff like that. So the demand is massive, even if there's a lot of travel photographers these days. Assignments, I didn't do a single assignment in December, and I probably don't have an assignment again unless you count the photography workshops as assignments. I don't have another assignment again until like May, because that's how assignments kind of go. This industry is almost seasonal. It's like from May until October, you're crazy busy with assignments, and then everybody sleeps through the winter. Everybody hibernates. So no assignments for a while. That's totally cool. Assignments made me a lot of money throughout the summer. I hope they do again next summer. The blog didn't make money this month. And this is the first month in probably 4 years that my blog didn't make any money. And it just didn't reach threshold on Google AdSense. The numbers are quite down on the blog as I'm focusing on the vlog. And I think most blog numbers from most people are down as most people are focusing on video and social media anyway. Starting to get bright, so I'm sorry if the exposure has changed. The vlog earned $750 this month, and that's an income I'm always super grateful for. Thanks for watching the channel. Thanks for tuning in, for liking the videos, for commenting on the videos, for engaging. It's been absolutely awesome seeing the growth of this channel for the past year. And yeah, that $750 is amazing because you basically paid for my rental car for the month. So it doesn't seem like a lot in the grand scheme of things, but it is amazing, and it's a huge help and support. So massive thanks. Final leg of the Income Octopus is affiliate marketing, in which I earned $150 this month. And in total, that's just under $6,000, $5,950, which means that painfully, I lost $6,000 this month. And that sounds bad. It's probably worse than it sounds because I also paid $2,000 worth of debt down. So my bank account went from here to like losing $8,000 in 1 month. And watching that happen over the month was extremely painful. But at the same time, it's like, it's one of those things that it's a business, and businesses grow, and businesses need to spend, and sometimes you need to spend to earn in business. So it's a lesson I need to keep reminding myself, even if it was a tough month. Now, I kind of just want to talk really quickly about 2017 now that it's over. 2017 was by far the best year of my life from a business standpoint. It was just next level. It was like the year I finally feel like I really arrived and was comfortable. There wasn't a single month or day or week this entire year that I worried about money. And that's the very first time that's happened. And I think it's a good reminder for new photographers that it doesn't happen overnight. This has been my 8th year in the industry, travel writing, travel photography, living nomadically. And it's taken me 8 years until I was to a point that I feel comfortable in my lifestyle. And I've always felt comfortable in my lifestyle. I feel comfortable with my bank account. So it's been an amazing year. And I feel like every single year that I've been doing this job, I have doubled my income every year. Not my income, but maybe my profit every year. So that's been absolutely massive, and it's just been so, so good. It is kind of crazy to wrap my head around the idea that this month I had $12,000 worth of expenses, whereas my first ever year traveling and working as a travel writer, photographer, I only spent $12,000 that whole year, and I actually probably spent less than that. So I spent more in 1 month this year than I did the whole first year that I did this job. So that's crazy, and I guess, yeah, it's just been a crazy year, and here's hoping 2018 is just as good. Lots of exciting things happening. Tomorrow heading to Sedona, then heading to Havasu Falls, then going on a bit of a Arizona-Utah road trip, then California, and then lots of fun stuff. The UK, probably Wales, the Philippines, Patagonia, Japan, lots of cool stuff. And I'm super stoked for 2018, and hopefully the income report in January is much better than this one. And I guess that's it. Thanks for following all the chatty videos. They're now over. We're now back to the travel starting tomorrow. I'll see you guys there. Peace.